Eimear, what do you think about the ramped up rhetoric here? How much of a problem is this for risk assets?
Yeah, I guess we had always expected to see increased anti-China rhetoric going into the US presidential election. To be honest, I think at the moment the market is quite complacent that they will have another Trump presidency beyond 2020. So I don't see it having too much of a negative impact at this moment in terms of equity performance or high beta effect. I think of actually a bigger concern probably for markets is the question over whether we will actually have a certain election outcome in the US or if it will be contested. There's obviously a lot of controversy over, postal voting and how that will go. And, we kind of face the prospect of not actually having clarity on who the next US president will be or that either side will contest the results. We see that as outright dollar negative.
You see that as dollar negative. And Eimear, I know that you've got in your mind a number of reasons to be dollar negative right now. How does the trajectory of the virus and the relative geographies of that play into your thinking?
Yes, actually, we're looking for a bit of a bullish move in the short term ahead of the US election. So we really think that, an environment where global central banks are kind of at the lower bound, that really the growth differential that becomes the main driver of exchange rates. And if you look at the US City Economic Surprise Index, it's actually outperforming. So it's showing that US data is completely outperforming market expectations. Arguably, we've kind of dealt with the brunt of the impacts from coronavirus in the US. We obviously had very clear labour market shock that wasn't seen to the same degree, for example, in Europe or in the UK. And now we see kind of that recovery in the US really gaining momentum. And actually at the same time, coronavirus case counts are decelerating. And so we do see that as supportive for the US dollar. Also positioning, short positioning is very stretched. It's at a 2-year high for the dollar. So we do think, positioning short the dollar is very extended at this level.